Okay, so today's topic is horizontal projectile motion. So we'll learn the meaning of horizontal projectile motion and then we'll move to derivation, and then two important parameters we'll find out, it is time of flight and range. So what is basically horizontal projectile motion? Suppose you are on a building of height h and there is a ball on the top of the building, and suppose we launch the ball from top of building. So ball will fall something like this. So if you launch something from top of a building horizontally, then it will take this path. So it will take a path like this. So this is horizontal projectile motion. It means you are throwing the projectile in horizontal direction. So it will travel something like this. Okay. Now remember, in physics or in motion in two dimension, the point of projection you take always to be origin. So it will be 0, comma 0. So if the ball will travel like this and it will reach this point, then if I'll say that this distance you have to consider to be equal to range. So this is range. So R is basically range of your projectile. Range means how far the ball has fallen from the foot of the building from which you have thrown the body or stone or something like that. So this will be range, this will be height. So the body has traveled R in forward direction, so its x coordinate will be R, and h in negative direction, so its y coordinate will be minus h. So the point at which the body will touch the ground will be R comma minus h, where R is range and h is height of building. Okay, so now we'll discuss the kinematics of this motion. Okay, so if we'll throw a ball in horizontal direction from top of building with velocity u, you will see initially the ball is traveling in horizontal direction. So initial velocity in x direction will be equal to u, because this is x direction and this is y direction. And initially the ball doesn't have any vertical motion. So initial velocity in y will be equal to 0. Also, the ball is being always pulled towards earth. So the force is always towards downwards on the ball. So acceleration in y direction will be minus g and acceleration in x direction will be equal to 0, because there is no force on the ball in x direction, in horizontal direction. So you have to remember all these four parameters. Okay, now let's come to time of flight, like how much time the ball will take to travel from this position to this position. So we already know the y coordinate of this position. So equation of y coordinate will be y equal to u by t plus half a by t square. So on the place of y coordinate you have to put minus h, uy is 0 and ay is minus z. This minus and minus will get cancelled out and time of flight will come out to be root 2h by g. So if we'll see, the time of flight is directly proportional to root of height of building. You have to remember this empirical formula. This formula is very important. That what will be the time of flight for a horizontal projectile motion? It will be root 2h by g, where h is height of building from the top of which you throw the ball. Okay, now let's come to range. So what will be the range? So we have already discussed that this will be the range. So range is basically x coordinate. So x is uxt plus half axt square. So on the place of x, we'll to put r. Ux, we already have u. T, so what is the time taken from this point to this point? We have already derived it, and ax is equal to 0. So range is basically u into root 2h by g. Okay, and the last thing is, suppose I want to ask you what will be the velocity, position and equation of trajectory for this motion. Suppose the time is less than time of flight, because after time of flight the ball has already reached the ground. So suppose I give you a time which is less than the time of flight. So ball will be in the air. So what will be the velocity? So Vx is basically ux plus axt, but ax is 0. So velocity in x direction will be a constant and its value will always be same and it will be equal to u. Velocity in y direction will be uy plus ayt. So uy is 0 and ay is minus g. So velocity in y direction will be minus ut. Minus means the ball is coming downwards and this is positive means the ball is going in that direction. So net velocity will be vx I cap plus vy j cap. So if I'll put the value, it will be ui cap minus gt j cap. And suppose I want to find the equation. Suppose I want to find the equation of trajectory and position. So x coordinate will be uxt plus half axt square. If we'll put all the values, then x coordinate will be u into t, because ax is 0. So t can also be written as x by u. And similarly, y coordinate can be written to be uyt plus half ay t square. Now uy is 0, ay is minus z. So y coordinate comes out to be y equal to minus zt square by 2. On the place of t, you can put x by u. So y coordinate can be written to be minus zx square upon 2u square. And this is also equation of parabola or equation of trajectory. So this is how you have to derive equation of trajectory, velocity, position, time of flight, and range. Now what you have to do is, I'm sending you a sheet of horizontal projectile motion. Please solve that sheet, and if you have any doubt, then you can contact me. Okay.